Extreme summer warning. Hey everybody, it's Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. It seems like it's going to be an extremely hot summer. So as preppers, we have to prepare for that, correct? Because we are proactive, not reactive. So, what do you got to keep in mind? Off-grid ways to cool your house. That's important. But what's the most important thing when you're talking about heat and sun and all that stuff? First off, to get out of the sun, which you have a house, but shade, tarps, awnings, things like that you can get, those little movable pavilions around your yard, that's one thing you think about. Okay, but the really important stuff, let's get down to that stuff. I don't like wasting time talking about a bunch of superfluous stuff. But anyway, first, before I get started, if you guys could please subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. You'd be like one of the cool kids. Hit that thumbs up, share the videos, comment below, all the things. Comment section's great for having community, talking to others and stuff like that. Great conversations there. Water. Water is the big deal, right? So what happens if the grid goes down? How are you going to drink? How are you going to water your garden? We have what I would say, what a lot of people would say is a very large water store. I would say it's not even adequate. Not adequate. Because it's difficult to store a lot of water, right? Yeah, it is. Especially to water 22 raised beds plus two in-ground spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees, 16 huckleberries, you know, the 4 blueberries over there, the 2 blueberries and the 4 raspberries over here, you know, all that stuff is going to take a lot of water. And you have to shower, and my dog needs water, my cats need water, we have to drink water, lots and lots of water. Doing dishes, stuff like that. So what happens if the grid goes down? We're on a well, but it is powered. I don't have the ability to do the depth of the well to do a hand pump. But what I do have is lots of lakes around me. Lots of ponds, streams, rivers. Heck, I have the Puget Sound if I want to desalinate the water. Obviously, I'm not going to use salt water for most of those purposes. I might be able to get away with, but probably not. No, I wouldn't do that. Rainwater collection also, but if it's hot and sunny, you're not going to get that. So we need to find ways to replenish water. And one thing I recommend you guys do, definitely do this. Every time you go to the store, buy at least a case of water. I mean, what is it, $3, $4? That's a really good prep. Have a lot of bottled water on hand. Other ways, like I talked about recently in a video, was get one of those inflatable pools, fill it up, throw a tarp over it. You know, it's for the kids, right? Those are very inexpensive. You can get the hard plastic ones, you can get an actual large pool if you can afford it. You can dig and create your own pond. Some people can. This is all dependent on where you are, what your situation is. I mean, if you're living in an apartment, obviously you can't dig and make your own pond. And you may not have a place for a kiddie pool. But water is going to be essential. And ways to cool yourself. Swamp coolers, things like that. Air conditioning takes a lot of amperage. So if you have a really good solar setup or a really good generator, you may be able to run it. But that's another thing you got to think of also. Your freezers, refrigerator, stuff like that. Powering that stuff if you're an extended grid down due to extreme heat or other circumstances. That's important to think about. But the big thing is water, water, water. We can't live without water. My garden can't live without water. What are some other things? Sunscreen, very important. Get the really good stuff like SPF 50 or more. It's not about getting a tan and looking cool. It's about keeping yourself protected and not staying outside for extended periods of time. You don't want to get sunstroke or heat exhaustion or anything like that. Hydrate, that's a big thing also. Hydrate, make sure you're drinking lots and lots and lots of water. I can feel, yesterday was really muggy. It's fairly muggy today too, and warmer. So yeah, that's different. There are some differences. And if Farmer's Almanac and other sources are right about the extreme heat this summer, we had extreme heat last summer also. And that was right before I found out that I wasn't watering my garden enough. So my garden really suffered due to the heat because I wasn't watering enough. If I was watering enough, they would have done a lot better, put it that way. So, and that was with power and lots of, I had availability for all the water I wanted. It wasn't about lack of water, but it would take a lot of water. If you're on a homestead or you have a garden, think about that. You don't want to waste all that time, all that effort, all that food going to waste. But when you're out and about also, making sure that you are, I know that like a lot of people like wearing shorts, tank tops, t-shirts, running around with a shirt on, stuff like that. But honestly, to keep the sun off of you and to protect yourself, get a nice lightweight long sleeve shirt and wear pants. I hate shorts. I don't ever wear shorts. I used to be a shorts person, but I'm not anymore. Just nice lightweight pants, keep you cool, keep the sun off of you. Lighter colors, really important. And like I talked about, sunscreen, options for shade, or also think about this. If it is really bad, like in your house or something like that, get outside. If there's some breeze or something like that, that might help. Also, you can sit in your vehicle and run your air conditioning. That's an option. Hopefully, if your vehicle has air conditioning, and hopefully that is an option for you, you can do that. And with that, you can also use trips to wherever your closest water source is to replenish your water for cooling yourself off. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Get little spray bottles with water, mist yourself. There's a lot of different things you can do. And watch out for the symptoms of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. This video is not really about that, but I'll probably do a video about that pretty soon. But right now, water, 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 water. Vital. Like I was saying before, I've said in videos, I fill up everything I possibly can. Well, to be honest, I don't fill up everything I can because sometimes I get lazy. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just throw that in the recycling. I don't feel like going through and washing it all and stuff like that, sanitizing it. So I just throw in the recycling. I need to take a round turn on that. I need to be filling everything I possibly can. Storing it in my shed, in the shade, somewhere. Because like those milk jugs and water, like those water jugs like that, water bottles that have the really thin plastic, those degrade very quickly in the sun. So keep them out of the sun. Also those pools I was talking about, made out of the, the blow up type pools, those will also, they're made to be in the sun kind of, but throw them in a shady area if you can. That's a good thing to do. Yeah, if it's going to be hot and extreme, we got to take precautions now. We got to prepare ourselves now. We got to start thinking about. Yeah, baby. She got roly-polies on her hand right now, running around. Sow bugs. I forget what other people call them.
Oh my gosh.
We try to kill those because they eat the garden. I used to think they were cool, but not so much when they're running around eating my garden. Yeah, think of everything. You have a different AO than I am, area of operations, where you live. You may be, if you're in Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, all those areas, Florida, where it gets really hot, Arizona, New Mexico, then you have different things to think about than I do here. Yes, baby girl.
My house.
Oh, yeah, she's wearing a glittery skirt and the sun's going off the glitters onto her little house here. Pretty cool, huh? It's like a disco ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to start thinking about this. Think about what and how you're going to be affected if there's extreme temperatures. Remember, proactive, not reactive. It's very important. And try to talk to others about it also, so that they're prepared. That's what this is about. This is about preparing ourselves and helping others. being there for others. So, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.